Zach Miller. We're going to be going over Zach Miller today, and I really love this kid. I think he's an awesome player. It's unfortunate that he had to leave Denver in 2017, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Maybe he'll be back, but regardless, I want to go over his abilities and show you guys some ways to potentially acquire some of these abilities. So first, his stats. Okay, he's 5'11", not a huge guy, weighs 190, as we can see here. In 2016, he had 27 goals. His shooting percentage was 37, which is very, very solid. I love that shooting percentage. And his assists were 23, so obviously he's a very well and balanced player. But when we go over Zach Miller today, I want to really talk about his ability to play angles and his ability to get his stick to the inside. All right, so let's get started. Very simple shot there, all right? Not a whole lot to go over here, but I want you guys to notice how there's very minimal movement in his stick. As soon as he catches that ball, there's no spin, there's no overcradle. His hands immediately go back, even beyond 90 degrees. 90 degrees in this situation with this elbow right here. Okay, so as we drive forward, he barely, notice how small his step is. Now right here, his foot could be turning out a little bit more. That's a minor detail, but that would actually help him rotate a lot easier. Okay, because remember, we don't want to be twisting our torso when we're shooting. We want to open up our hips with our front foot. We don't want that back leg, in his case, the left leg, coming around too early. So very, very efficient shooting stroke here, which I like a lot. Comes right through, very quick, has more to do with deception than actual power on his shot. All right, and in this one, boom, right to the inside. Guys, really notice how little this guy spins and moves his stick. Every move he makes is with a purpose, all right? Every little movement, all right? His stick is just, quite simply, it's flat the entire time, as you notice here. He's faking a pass, as you can see, and that pass allows him to create a very, very simple dodge just because this defenseman is putting up his stick, all right? All because he creates the illusion of faking a pass, all right? Or creates the illusion of throwing a pass, and then obviously he fakes it. He comes through, back is straight. He's very calm, all right, and very, very simple. Now, obviously, we don't have to be shooting overhand. You never have to shoot overhand, obviously. There are a million ways to shoot. But everything he does, like I said in the beginning, has to do with angles, all right? Everything has to do with angles. He doesn't have that stick in his right hand, brings it back to his left and finishes nicely. All right, next one. Right here, same thing. Now, I want you guys to notice that Miller is not sagging his stick here. This is not sagging your stick. I call it chasing the stick. It's kind of a little bit out in front of him, but not in a place for his defenseman to catch it. All right? His back is straight, his head up, like always. All right? This guy always plays with his back straight, and he's in complete control, which is really, really important. All right? But protecting his stick is just a matter of keeping that body in between his defenseman and the stick, all right? You don't have to hold it in tight when you're dodging. Just hold it in a position here that your defenseman can't get to. Now, maybe thirdly, I'm at here, is where his hand is on the stick. He's not holding it all the way down at the end. He's pretty close, but it's in a position where he's going to leave that hand there when he brings his other arm back to the top of this shaft, all right, to get a nice, quick, simple wrist shot. So as we move forward here, stick is there, it's in position, brings that stick right up. Look at that inside pass. I love that pass, all right? These box players are not only creating angles for shooting, they're creating angles to pass, because if he has that stick and is outside, that's a good opportunity for the goalie over here to grab it, all right? But because the stick is to the inside, now he's able to get that feed over there pretty efficiently. Here's another one. Very, very similar dodge, obviously. This is for a shot. Very, very simple. Boom. No secret there. Everything you guys have seen before. All right? So, key takeaways from Zach Miller. I'll just play that last part. All right, key takeaways I'm going to write on over here. Head and back are straight. Stick to the inside as much as possible. All right, and very efficient movement. There we go. I gotta work on my typing skills. Gotta get a little quicker. All right, but if you guys notice, he barely even looks like he's trying, and the great ones always make it look easy. So I hope we see him back at some point. I have no idea. I don't know the story, but if he does come back, you guys should definitely pay attention to him this season. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.